Jacious Sears came to the U.S. Championship meet with a big statement, running faster than almost everyone and making the biggest star on the track nervous. The track world was watching the USA Track and Field Championships 2025. It all went down at the famous Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon, from Thursday, July 31st to Sunday, August 3rd, 2025. This meet was the huge tryout for the American team that went to the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo in September. Every runner who wanted to go to Tokyo had to be there. The biggest name everyone expected to watch was Sha'Carri Richardson. She was the reigning 100-meter world champion from 2023. She also won the Olympic silver medal in the 100-meter at the Paris 2024 Games. Because she won the world title in 2023, she already had a special pass, what they call a bye, straight into the Tokyo World Championships for the 100-meter race. So, technically, she didn't even need to race the 100 meters at the USATF Championships, but she decided to run anyway, just to get some good speed work in and show everyone what she was still capable of. Before this big US meet, Sha'Carri had a bit of a rough year. She had a slow start to the 2025 season, running only 2 races leading up to Eugene. She also told everyone that she was hurt by an unspecified injury that happened in February, which set her training way back. She had already raced twice earlier in the year. Her first race was in May at the Golden Grand Prix in Tokyo, the same place the World Championships would be. She placed 4th with an 11.47 second time. Then, she didn't race again until the Prefontaine Classic in Eugene in early July, where she finished a disappointing 9th place with an 11.19 second time. Despite the setbacks, Sha'Carri had a fighter's mindset. 4 days before the meet began, she posted a strong message on her social media on July 27th, 2025, saying, "I will always get back up." When the women's 100-meter heats kicked off on Thursday, July 31st, Sha'Carri showed up. She clocked a season's best time of 11.07 seconds in her heat. She was a little slow out of the blocks and drifted a bit, but she still finished second in her heat to move on to the semi-finals. After the race, she told reporters why she ran. She said the most important thing was being able to compete, feeling healthy, going out there and executing no matter what, and just being the best athlete I can be. She added that she ran just to run a qualifying round, show fitness, and take the rest of the time to get ready for Tokyo. But the fastest runner of the entire first round wasn't Sha'Carri. It was a new face who ran a blazing fast 10.85 seconds. That new face was Jacious Sears. This young woman, Jacious Sears, wasn't just fast. She had already done something almost nobody else had done in college track. Born on August 11th, 2001, Jacious Sears grew up in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. She studied psychology in college. She started at the University of Miami in 2020 before moving to the University of Tennessee. Her huge, record-shattering moment came in April 2024. She was still a college senior when she ran a spectacular 10.77 seconds at the Tom Jones Memorial Invitational in Gainesville, Florida. That time was the second fastest 100-meter time in the history of all college track and field. Think about the sheer speed of that. She missed the college record by only 0.02 seconds. And who holds that record? It's Sha'Carri Richardson, who ran 10.75 seconds in 2019. When she was at LSU. Sears had come closer than anyone to beating the current world champion's greatest college time. Her 10.77 was so good, it was the world-leading time for 2024 and would have tied the legendary Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price for 4th place in the world in the 2023 season.
Comes Richardson, the phenomenal freshman, wins the front end of the double. Let's watch the time. 10.75!
Oh my goodness!
With legal win!
Sears stayed humble after that huge run. She said her coaches have always encouraged me and told me the goals that they have for me. The goal hasn't changed. She also shared her faith, saying, "I am a firm believer in my Lord, Jesus Christ. I love my family, and I love my coaches." However, just like Sha'Carri, Sears had an injury setback, hurting herself in the SEC final in May 2024, which forced her to miss the rest of that season. But she came back strong in 2025, running a personal best 7.02 seconds for the 60 meters indoors at the Millrose Games in February 2025. At the USATF Championships, after running the top time in the heats, Sears went on to run in the 100-meter final on Friday, August 1st, where she finished 6th overall with a time of 11.00 seconds. The race was won by Melissa Jefferson Wooden, who ran a new world leading time of 10.65 seconds. Now, back to the big star. After running the 100-meter heats, Sha'Carri Richardson was set to run in the semifinals on Friday, August 1st. But on that Friday, the shock news broke. Sha'Carri withdrew from the 100-meter semifinals. She also initially withdrew from the 200-meter race. Everyone thought she was just using her World Championship's pass to skip the meet. But then, a much bigger story hit the news. It was revealed that Sha'Carri had been arrested for an alleged domestic violence incident that happened on the previous Sunday, July 27th, at the Seattle airport. She was booked and then released the next day, Monday, July 28th. The USA Track and Field Group gave a very brief statement saying USATF is aware of the reports and is not commenting on this matter. It was never made clear if her withdrawal was because of the arrest news. As the 100-meter finals happened without her, Sha'Carri had a major change of heart. Later on Friday, August 1st, she put her name back into the women's 200-meter race. She had spoken earlier about wanting to be a secret weapon, just cruising under the radar. But when it's time to hit, it's going to be a bang when y'all see my name. She also said she wasn't relying on her bye, adding, "I wanted to come out here and be a competitor." She ran in the 200-meter heats on Friday, August 1st. Then came the 200-meter semifinals on Sunday, August 3rd. Despite her determination to show up, the comeback was cut short. Sha'Carri missed out on the 200-meter final by the smallest amount, just 0.01 seconds. She finished fourth in her semifinal heat with a time of 22.56 seconds. The ninth and final spot in the final went to another runner who ran 22.55 seconds. After this tough ending to a very dramatic week, a reporter asked her for a comment. Sha'Carri, who had already qualified for Tokyo in the 100 meters, simply made her way out of the stadium, saying one final thing to the media: "Y'all have a blessed one." Her rival, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, went on to win the 200-meter final on Sunday, completing a rare 100-meter and 200-meter sprint sweep at the championships. Even the Olympic gold medalist, Gabby Thomas, only just made the World Championships team, showing how hard it was to make it. Jacious Sears, meanwhile, went on to have a huge moment in September 2025, running in the prelims for the 4x100-meter relay at the World Championships in Tokyo, helping Team USA win the gold medal. She finished her strong season by running 11.01 seconds to finish runner-up in an October meet in New York. The most dramatic moments in sports happen when a new giant appears. That's what the USA Track and Field Championships showed us this summer. As reigning world champion Sha'Carri Richardson dealt with a shock airport arrest and withdrew from the 100 meters, a new star took over. Jacious Sears, who already had the second fastest college time ever, ran the fastest 100-meter heat time. Though Sha'Carri bravely opted back into the 200 meters, she missed the final by a tiny 0.01 seconds. Meanwhile, Sears and Richardson both later helped the U.S. win relay gold in Tokyo. The Queen faced setbacks, but the new giant proved her speed was real. Hit subscribe to track the rise of the next sprint legends.
They're away first time. Can Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce deliver? She's got a good start, but watch Shericka Jackson. Shericka Jackson, is she just going to do it? Oh, on the near!
What happens when a defending world champion loses everything on the biggest stage? Sha'Carri Richardson just showed us how to face your worst moment and come back stronger. Tokyo 2025 was supposed to be Sha'Carri Richardson's moment to shine again. She was the defending world champion. She held the championship record. Everyone expected her to win. But sometimes, things don't go the way we plan. Let's talk about what really happened in Tokyo and the powerful message Richardson shared after one of the toughest races of her life. The lead up to these World Championships was rough for Richardson, really rough. Her 2025 season started late because of an injury, and when she finally got back on the track, things just weren't clicking. She finished fourth at one meet, ninth at another. At the USA Championships, she could only manage second place in the heats and fourth in the 200 meters. But the troubles weren't just on the track. In July, Richardson was arrested at the Seattle airport after an incident with her boyfriend, Christian Coleman. He's also a sprinter. Security cameras caught her shoving him and taking his backpack. She was held for over 18 hours. Coleman didn't want to press charges. He said she shouldn't have been arrested. Richardson apologized and promised to get help. So heading into Tokyo, Richardson wasn't in the best place. But she's a fighter. She wasn't going to give up her world title without a battle. The competition was fierce. Her own training partner, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, hadn't lost a single 100-meter race all year. Jefferson Wooden was 24 years old and running faster than ever. She had won bronze at the Paris Olympics and was now the fastest woman in the world for 2025. Then there was Julian Alfred from St. Lucia. She won gold at the Paris Olympics. She was in amazing form and wanted her first world title. And we can't forget the legend Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. The 38-year-old from Jamaica had won the world 100 meters 5 times. This was her last world championships. She wanted to go out with a bang. The heats went okay for Richardson. She won her race and beat Shericka Jackson, who's a 2-time world champion in the 200 meters. Richardson was through to the semifinals, but that's when things got scary. In the semifinals, Richardson had a terrible start. She got a warning for falling over the start line. When the race began, she stumbled. It was the same problem she had in Budapest 2 years ago when she won gold, but this time felt different. She fought hard and finished third in her semifinal with a time of 11 seconds flat.
Second attempt here in the women's 100 meters heat 5, and they are away. Sha'Carri Richardson eases across the line. 10:92, that's the fastest time we've seen so far this morning.
That wasn't fast enough to automatically qualify. Richardson had to sit in a special trackside seat and wait. She had to watch the other semifinals and hope her time was good enough. She did an impression of punching a bag. You could see the stress on her face. In the last semifinal, Jefferson Wooden made a perfect start. She won easily in 10.74 seconds. She made it look simple. Richardson watched her training partner fly past the finish line. Finally, the board showed Richardson's time was fast enough. She was in the final as one of the 2 fastest losers. Now came the big race. The final, September 14th, 2025. Richardson was in lane 2. As the defending champion, she needed to show everyone what she could do, but it didn't happen. Another bad start. Another stumble out of the blocks. Richardson was never in the race for a medal. She ran well at the end, but it was too late. The results were hard to watch if you were a Richardson fan. Melissa Jefferson Wooden won gold with a time of 10.61 seconds. It was a new championship record. She broke Richardson's record of 10.65 from Budapest, the 4th fastest time in history, and it came from Richardson's training partner.
And they're away first time. Great start for Melissa Jefferson Wooden. Jefferson Wooden into her running in the middle of the field, but she's got company. Clayton going well to her side, but Melissa Jefferson Wooden streaks away in the closing stages. 10:61, she breaks.
Jefferson Wooden was shocked by what she did. She said, obviously, having the championship record, even though it was Carrie's, it's mine now. It's kind of crazy to say that. Tina Clayton from Jamaica got silver with 10.76. Julian Alfred took bronze with 10.84. Sha'Carri Richardson finished 5th. Her time was 10.94 seconds. It was actually her season's best, her first time under 11 seconds all year. But she was so far from the medals. She had lost her title, she had lost her record, and it happened in front of the whole world. Richardson shook her head after the race. This wasn't how the defending champion imagined things would go. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce finished 6th in her final individual world championship race. After the race, Richardson went silent. People wondered what she was thinking. Would she quit? Would she make excuses? Would she blame someone else? Then she posted on Instagram, and what she said surprised everyone. Richardson wrote, "2025 owes me nothing, but I am thankful for what this year has revealed and allowing the tone to be set for the rest of my life. I am Sha'Carri Richardson, and there is so much more to come. Just wait and see. You have to dig through dirt to get to the treasure. No excuses, no anger, just acceptance and a promise." She didn't blame her injury or her arrest or the bad starts. She took the lessons from a hard year and promised to come back stronger. She reminded everyone of who she is, Sha'Carri Richardson, a fighter. But Tokyo wasn't over for Richardson yet. She still had one more chance, the 4x100-meter relay. The USA was defending champions from Budapest. Richardson had also won relay gold at the Paris Olympics. This was her shot at redemption. In the semifinals on September 20th, Jefferson Wooden sat out to rest. Richardson ran the anchor leg. The team ran a world-leading time of 41.6 seconds. They looked strong. Richardson said this after the race. "Once I got the baton, I knew I'd just have to finish the race. Mission accomplished today. We want to bring back that gold again. The final was on September 21st, and it was raining. Hard, torrential rain in Tokyo. Even though Jefferson Wooden was back and rested, Richardson kept the anchor position. The team was Jefferson Wooden, Jacious Terry, Kayla White, and Richardson. Jefferson Wooden started well. Terry and White kept the team in front. Richardson got the baton with a small lead. Jamaica's Jonielle Smith was right there. Richardson immediately gained a meter. Smith fought back and closed the gap. But Richardson held on. She crossed the line first and roared with joy. Gold medal. Redemption. The USA won in 41.75 seconds. Jamaica got silver. Germany took bronze. After the race, Richardson didn't talk about herself. She talked about her coach Dennis Mitchell and assistant coach Sharif Lewis. She said, "I would say his coaching style is something that all of us have never experienced before, not just as a coach, but as a person. He teaches us as people, he teaches us as athletes, and he takes care of everything that you wouldn't even think you need as an athlete. So I give the utmost respect to Green Machine, our coach Sharif, and they're always creative. They come up with things that other coaches I know for sure would never think of." She was already thinking about fall training, already looking ahead. Richardson ended her difficult season with a gold medal around her neck, not in the individual race, but as part of a team. Sometimes that's even better. Think about what Richardson went through in 2025. Injury, arrest, poor performances, a humiliating fifth-place finish as defending champion, losing her record to her training partner, all in front of millions of people. But she didn't quit. She didn't make excuses. She found a way to end on top with that relay gold, and she promised that better days are coming. Richardson is only 25 years old. She's been the collegiate record holder, the world champion, an Olympic medalist. She's proven she can win at the highest level. 2025 was tough, but as Richardson said, she had to dig through dirt to get to the treasure. The lessons she learned this year will make her stronger. The struggles will fuel her comeback. When 2026 comes around, don't be surprised if Sha'Carri Richardson is back on top of the podium. Because if there's one thing we know about her, it's that she never stays down for long.
Their feet, they're roaring him on. Is it his fourth world record of the year? Yes!
Armand Mondo Duplantis just did the unthinkable. With perfect form and unreal power, the 25-year-old Swedish-American cleared 6.30 meters in Tokyo, breaking yet another world record. It's his 14th time rewriting history, and fans can't help but wonder how much higher he can possibly go. The numbers are astounding, but what's more jaw-dropping is how routine Duplantis has made the impossible look. In 2024 alone, he went undefeated through the entire Olympic season. 15 victories, 3 world records, and another Olympic gold medal, all before turning 25. To call this a golden era of pole vaulting would be accurate, but it's not just any era, it's the Duplantis era. Born in Lafayette, Louisiana, to a Swedish mother and an American father, Mondo's life was engineered for this sport. His father, Greg Duplantis, was himself a former pole vaulter with a personal best of 5.80 meters. His mother, Helena, was a heptathlete and volleyball player from Sweden. Athletics wasn't just encouraged in the Duplantis household, it was embedded into daily life. By age 4, Mondo was pole vaulting in his backyard. By 7, he had already cleared 3.86 meters, a world best for his age group. It was only a matter of time. Duplantis officially exploded onto the global scene in 2018, when he won the European Championships at just 18 years old with a vault of 6.05 meters, setting a new U20 world record. But it was in February 2020 when the Mondo era truly began. On February 8th, he cleared 6.17 meters indoors in Torun, Poland, breaking Renaud Lavilleni's 6-year-old world record of 6.16. Just a week later, he did it again, this time 6.18 meters in Glasgow. And he hasn't slowed down since. In the years following, Duplantis would continue to raise the bar, literally and figuratively. Whether competing indoors or out, on the Diamond League circuit or the Grand Olympic stage, he's showcased not only athletic excellence, but a near-robotic consistency. Each record he breaks edges higher by just 1 centimeter, a strategic move that not only prolongs his dominance, but earns him maximum bonuses from World Athletics and event sponsors. Fast forward to 2024 and the Paris Olympics. At the Stade de France, Duplantis electrified a global audience with a world record vault of 6.25 meters. The roar from the crowd was deafening, but Duplantis wasn't done. A few weeks later in Silesia, Poland, he cleared 6.26 meters at the Diamond League. In Clermont-Ferrand, France, he followed up with 6.27 meters. Finally, in Tokyo in 2025, he capped the year with 6.30, his highest mark yet.